an hour and a half south of the Missouri State Prison.
Okay.
Hey, we're coming to
So
Missouri State Prison.
November 10th.
We are coming in November.
I live in Pulaski County, which you guys are ghost hunters, so you are probably familiar with some of the more, I guess, infamous haunted areas we have here, including, I think, even the old Stagecoach Hotel is listed as haunted, I think.
I believe I've heard something about it. I'm not that familiar.
I had, and I believe about an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Below.
North, south, east?
I'm south of Jeff City.
Okay, we'll be going right through there. So
we get off of here and try to get contact or contact us on Facebook.
Hey, if you're open, we may take off another day and have another night up there.
I found, talking to her, is that scene that looked like the teenage boy wearing like jeans and a hoodie, walking and then not being there. It just, made me wonder, like, what could that possibly be? I mean, if the Bridger...
She has seen that's the apparition?
Well,
that's the apparition?
That's what she saw, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Well, Liz, what you need to do is actually, contact them through Facebook, and maybe you can get them to come out and, check your house.
If you're interested, we'd love to. I mean, we'll throw the offer out there, but so it's just whatever you're comfortable with, Won't hurt our feelings if you don't want us there, but.
I will definitely consider it.
All right.
Yeah, I've had several things out here that I'd love to get some answers for.
Right. Well, that's what we will try.
Okay, Liz.
You got Gary's number. He can hook you up with us if you're interested. That we'll extend the.
Meet up, have dinner or something, and have lunch or whatever, and give you a T-shirt.
If nothing else, yeah. Come through that way.
Well, Liz, give it some thought, and either join, like them on Southern Paranormal on Facebook, or I can contact them for you and give phone number to them or whatever if you decide you want to do it. But that might answer some of your questions, like when we talked about it on the show in the past. I would sure like to know who is getting into my refrigerator, or I would sure like to know who's opening and closing the bedroom door.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, if we wind up doing that, we'll be there November 10th.
Is that when it is?
Yeah, we'll be coming through, I'm sure, November 9th, heading to the state penitentiary. But we'll be there at the penitentiary on the 10th. And if you're open to it, you're welcome to go with us during the penitentiary.
Yeah, as well. Well, I think we'll have it 24 hours, I believe. One of the bigger ones.
Oh, that would be amazing.
December radio show. We can talk about the penitentiary and your house.
Hey, Liz, maybe they can give you a T-shirt, and you can give them a copy of your book you wrote.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Okay, Liz, I'm going to let you go. I do thank you for listening to the show and listening to their Facebook Live. And, it just proves a lot of people are, listening in because they love the paranormal.
And nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
I think she's cutting out a little bit, or we're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah. Good night, Liz.
Good night.
Well, it's kind of interesting that, she asked me, on Facebook if she could call in and talk to you guys. So I didn't think you'd mind.
Oh, not at all.
Anytime.
Hey, we'd love to go up there. But if she's open, she can contact you, and you can always get a hold of us, or she can contact us directly.
It's like anybody. We're just regular people. We ain't nothing special. We just got a weird hobby.
Well, she was in law enforcement for quite a long time, and before that, a paramedic. And I mean, she's seen a lot of strange things, and you never know. She could have brought something, home from, what she saw
Yeah, that's
somewhere.
what I was thinking.
It's possible. I mean, my career, I've dealt with. I'm an EMT also. We've run a lot of calls where people didn't make it.
And if, let's say that she brought some level of comfort to that person at the time of their passing, they could have felt some level of comfort and, hung on to her, as, their life raft, so to speak.
And then what you're saying, basically followed her home, and now she has a roommate.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Got a roommate that apparently gets hungry.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder where my pumpkin pie went. I know. Anyway, but I've heard it. Like I was mentioning about the one psychic, the same thing. She had something follow her home, and but in her case, though, it was kind of violent. It wasn't a friendly one. So I mean, I guess there is a big difference from somebody that's maybe, hanging around. And, of course, I don't know. I hate to go to bed at night and, maybe because we can't see them, maybe they can see us.
Right. Yeah, I thought the same thing before. When I first heard that in my house, let me tell you, man, I was looking around corners and everything else.
That'd make you uneasy if you've never really done it. That's your first experience in that. I mean, I went looking for it in my first experience. I didn't have anything growing up, nothing. I did. I mean, I don't know. Kind of get the deja vu time a time or two, and I really don't know if I'm having it until it's already passed most of the time.
Deja day.
Yeah, deja vu. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced deja vu before.
I don't know. I just find, in my cases and a lot of the people I've interviewed, they weren't looking for paranormal things. A lot of times they just stumbled on it, and there it was. And then you get all these other people that spend their whole life looking for it and can't find it. So, I mean, maybe it's just being at the right place at the right time.
I don't think so. I mean, first investigation I went on, me and Doyle went to Thomas' house, and we got so much stuff, man. It's like I got hooked. And I told him that. It was like, his first time ever going, because he had been to Savannah, Georgia, and been a few other locations, And, I tagged along to Thomas' house, and this is going to be, when we got back and just listened to some of the audio files and some of the stuff we saw on video, it's like, man, this has got me hooked.
Oh, yeah. I bet it can be a very expensive thing to be hooked on.
Yeah. A lot of gas money, a lot of equipment. There's a ton of equipment that we've got in that mobile unit, and a lot of it we don't even use anymore, or don't use it all at every location. Let me rephrase that. Sometimes we got certain things that we'll, use, and there's a couple things that
We got a lot of go-tos.
Yeah.
And it seems like every one of them's going to be a recorder.
Yeah, we've got a couple things that I've built or made or whatever, but one in particular is and I try to use it all the time, and Joel maybe get tired of me pulling it out, but it just makes sense. You hear battery drain, and that Adams County jail is when I guess our group really first in a long time is like a lot of equipment failures on
Alice House was one of the main
batteries and stuff. Yeah, Alice House, our DVR, and
everything quit in our system there. Yeah.
Well, that
had to end up replacing DVRs.
That's what the dead giveaway is. With my electronic background, you could have one or maybe two things fail. Okay, but if you get more than that, that's really.
On that one, it was, we had it set up in the second story on Alice's house. It's a bedroom. It's kind of like a loft. We had a camera set up there, and one of our members was sitting there watching the monitor outside, and he said, "I just saw something raised up on that side. And I said, well, if you saw it, we've got it recorded. So we went back, and then that's when we figured out it wasn't recording. The whole night, so we lost everything.
Yeah, that would hurt. It was like one night I went on and it was broadcasting, or I thought I was broadcasting my show. Everything here on my control panel and my server, it said it was working. Guess what?
Right.
Nothing, not anything. 3 hours I was talking to myself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, this was displaying everything else, just like it was, but the hard drive wasn't recording anything in it. So, and then, I mean, not only that, the player wasn't recording. I mean, nothing that night. So, I mean, that's when we said we got to come back. And second time they had brought in a psychic from California, Rachel Lang, one of the best I've had a pleasure of working with. And we came back then. We had a lot of experience the second time. Then the third time, we decided to stay 2 or 3 days. It's like we find a new home there when we start finding stuff in it. We want to go back and back and back.
First psychic. Well, there was another one, but I mean, Rachel was the first one that really
impressed us.
Yeah, it was impressive. You get a lot of times. You get some that claim to be this or that. You really don't dabble into it too much, I guess. But Rachel was like, we're sitting there in the kitchen,
real deal.
Chit-chatting and talking, and she's like, I sensed something, with Doyle, and she was talking about an ailment or something with him. I forgot what it was, but she was like looking at me, it's like, I sensed something with your back or this area, the kidney. It's like, yeah, I get kidney stones all the time. It's like, that's just odd. It's just.
What impressed me was me and her both were standing outside in shadow, and we were looking over the monitors. And she said, I just feel something really strong in that bottom bedroom down there. So I just eased out, didn't tell her where I was going. I went on in, and I went on in that room. Well, she came on in. She hollered when she came in the door. She said, where you at? And I said, back here in this room. And we had recorders going. And she walked in the room, and she immediately went, whoa, just like that. She said, I feel something strong. Well, I went back and listened to the audio, and there was a surge of what sounded like an electrical surge. At the exact time she did that, it went, whoa, whoa. And then she's like, whoa, there's something strong here. I've never heard of that before, but you know how it's like electricity surging,
That was the room that the owner
portal
used to sleep in, and she had woke up and seen this big portal of light shooting from the floor to the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Wild place, man.
Sounds like it.
We love it.
Hey guys, our time is almost gone. Why don't you? I'm sure you got a YouTube website. Why don't you go ahead and plug all that? I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah, well, we're southernparanormal.live. That'll bring you to our website, southernparanormalms.com. You can go there, check us out. We've got a section for video, and if you're feeling generous, we got a donate button on there.
Yeah,
it will
guys.
help us on our journey here. And every bit of it goes straight toward, the betterment of our craft here.
Well, you know what? Guys out there, hey, give them a couple bucks if you can. I mean, look at this. I mean, there's a lot of people doing what they do, but I have interviewed some of those people. They don't put the energy in, they don't put the love in it, and they don't put any research in it. And like I said earlier, a lot of them do it not really for looking to, prove that there's afterlife or ghost or something out there, or demons or spirits. They do it because they want to be on TV. And it's shocking how many of those people. It's funny, you can only have so many TV shows and of the same thing. And these people, a lot of them, that's what they think. That's their whole goal is, I want to be on cable TV. Well, I told the one group that was on my show before I cut them off. I said, well, before you even think